Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast. With me, Matt. It's been a while since we had one of these, so not a lot of people have been sending replays in, and not a lot of replays have actually been fitting my criteria. You can still see the criteria down in the description in case you're wondering and want to send one in, but we have one here on the Eastern Front on Eindhoven country. Let's go through the players. Going to the Soviets today, we have Horny with Shock Division. And we had something in Acrylic, I cannot say, but we will just call them Kolobo, because I can read the thing over here. Who's gone straight for Tank Division. Represent the Axis today, we have Mthis 217 as Panzerjäger for the Waffen-SS. And Kikerum, straight out the gate with Leiter Division for the Wehrmacht. It should be fascinating. We'll see how this turns out for us. And I just need to do something, there we go. Something on my own and for my OBS, so it's easier for me to keep track if the game is actually being picked up. I'm doing some shuffling around with my audio stuff, so it's always annoying. Conscripts are moving up here to secure some ground and dig in from both sides. Well, from both Soviet sides anyway. And while the Germans are slowly moving up, looks like we have double Storm Pioneers start straight at the gate here for Mthis, and then going straight into a normal SS Grenadier available from Panzerjäger. Well, the Wehrmacht is pushing up with some basic Post Grenadier and Grenadiers. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. They'll soon be encountering the Soviets. This is also a victory point map, in case you're wondering. They decided to make this a victory point one, by looks of it, with 750 points, which I think is a good number. Means we can get into the late game, and also means it will not stalemate as easily. Well, let's see what happens here. The Soviets have already got some conscripts inside the Path and Ruins here and have dug in. These Storm Pioneers have to get back in behind heavy cover. But the Waffen-SS have dug in around the fuel point here. So it will probably be hard to dislodge. We have some Panzerviki here from the Soviet Union moving up, some more professional infantry. But they are not moving out without any cover here. Germans are fairly accurate with their Kar-98s. And that Panzerviki have to get out of there, that's a killing zone. Oh, we have some folks who just managed to flank over here, but the Grenadiers distract the conscripts. And the crossfire is mowing down the conscripts with ease. We also have a Kugelwagen and an MG42 pushing up here, but the Soviets have secured the hill. It's going to be one of the victory points by the looks of it. But the Soviets should start to bleed some German points now for a bit, but that might change soon. We also have an MT-44 coming up here for the Waffen-SS. German heavy machine gun. So it's sending some sappers down south to the southern victory points. But the Germans aren't focusing the victory points yet, which is probably fine. You have 750 to work with. More than enough. We also have a Dushka machine gun coming out here for the Shock Army. A heavy Soviet machine gun. And pierce through most of the German light vehicles. SS outclass arriving at the field as well. MT-4 sitting up here. So the Germans are intending on cutting off the southern part so they cannot be flanked. But that does mean they're not going to be moving much for this victory point. Max are pushing up here. That could flank that Fox Grenadier squad. Yep, and they start to move into the Fox Grenadiers. Smoke grenade being tossed. It's a little bit too late, I feel. Yep, that Fox Grenadier is going to be gone. Also, the Kugelwagen got killed there by the crew got shot out of the vehicle. And once we get killed the last guy, looks like the last Volksgrenadier does make it. Barely. Dushka pushing up here, outclass being cut down. But the MT-44 is set up. That's going to prevent any Soviet assault for a while. But there's a lot of good area here it can cover. The Waffen-SS remains around with the Storm Pioneers. Dushka has to be careful where he wants to set up now. The Soviets do control 2 victory points, so they are currently winning. We have an MT-42 here for the Wehrmacht, which is much more lethal than MT-44. Also a little bit more expensive. So we have another MG coming out as well. Another MT-42. So the Wehrmacht is going to be digging in with double MT-42 if they can. But it's been cut out in the open here. But the Vika trying to run it down. Or shoot it down at this point. Vika trying to set up in the bush. As the tank grenade on the Kugelwagen, destroying it. And pulling back. Very good play there from the Soviets. Maxim remains around. Mthis gonna need to do something, because this point, as long as it stays in Soviet hands, it's just gonna benefit the Soviets. Oh, victory points also give resources now. And I don't see that coming, actually. They give the same as normal manpower point. Or strategic point, I think they're called. Oh, territory point. Never mind. So we have some grenadiers up here, equipping some Gewehr 43s. Grenade hits the bush! No, that's smoke. Probably didn't go as they intended. I'm not here to stop them. The Max cannot shoot them in that direction. They are armed with Gewehr 43s, so it could give them an edge here. They assaulted the hill. There's not a lot of the Soviets around to hold it. Max can't get an angle there on the Pioneers, though. The Fortifications come up to hold the line, and the Soviets are flanking with flamethrowers down here. Take out the MG for the pole position. The Mthis is being pushed back. Panzer Jäger squad's not going to do well against the flamethrower. I think they're doing fairly well, despite everything. The Sappers are also out in the open here. Outclass goes down. Panzer Jägers do actually take out the Sappers. But the Fortifications now... Oh, conscripts, I mean, and they bow down the Panzer Jägers in the open. Just got out, the conscripts started advancing. There's some SS Grenadiers being relocated southwards with an MG-44. Suppressing the conscripts out in the open. So the Mthis barely holds onto this area. They do mow down the conscripts on retreat. Montevici arriving now though with DPMs. Or a DPM rather. So we have a command car from the Wehrmacht up here. Unique to like them, where they get the officers in vehicles instead. Surprisingly useful little ability to have. Suga equipped there on the Fortifications. I also hope my new keyboard is not being too loud through the microphone. It is a mechanical keyboard. It's a very good quality one, I think, but it is very loud, I found. Looks like the Mthis is holding on pretty well down here despite everything. Soviet has lost basically all the infantry. They actually have lost all the infantry, but some sappers. They have to recuperate a bit. The Soviets still hold the majority of the victory points. Wehrmacht does not have a lot of infantry either. They only have some Volks Grenadiers and a Grenadier squad. They do have some MG-42 set up though to cover specific areas. Volks Grenadiers are moving forward. MG-42 has been set up. They can move the MG-42 up here in the hills. They could definitely hold. Man car on the approach.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
The tank hunters are trying to deal with an MG-42 here in the command car. So we have a minefield being laid here to prevent another flanking maneuver. They've also grabbed the... looks like they've grabbed the Soviet flamethrower. He down as an S minefield here. The Germans are advancing on the northern flank. MG-42 down set up on the hill. Guards on the field here, but they are getting pinned down the open. Oh, they can do for Stalin, which breaks suppression, but makes it easier to hit. Now the MG-42 here has a long position to cover. It can do a lot of damage. I don't think the Soviets are going to be able to advance here easily. They are tending though. That's basically 2 machine guns at the moment. Suppressing one. They have suppressed the gunner on the command car, forcing it back. But that MG-42 is just going to stay there for a very long time. But the Soviets might try to flank. They might try to overwhelm it. Well, there's the MG-42 over here, but it's coming the other flank. Suga almost hit the command car. MG-42 switched its sights and then one split with Suga. Command car remains around giving reconnaissance. We have a T-70 in the center now for the Soviet Union. We do have a pack arriving here for the Mthis, as well as an MG-44 being recruited again. We also have a T-60 arriving on the northern flank. So it's still trying to push up, but MG-42 is causing a lot of issues. We have a Get track damage there on the command car. T70 has to pull up, or T60 I mean, has to pull into position where I can actually help. Maxim has to pull back again. That MG42 is in a really good position. So if they get some kind of artillery, they're not going to be able to break through it. Not with a lot of sacrifices. More Pontifica moving in to be a scapegoat or just be a sacrificial lamb to keep the MG42 focused. Guards out in the open, they're going to start to get mowed down soon. T70 making a move. T60, I mean. Hands boost took a shot. Get some mobility damage. While Stalin being popped here by the guards. Advancing forward to the next bit of cover. Suffering some big losses or damage while they're doing it. They have to pull back from it. That's just too much. 4 guards surviving here. Command car take note. But the MG42 continues its reign of terror. On the other flank looks like we have some smoke barrages going on, but not much else is happening yet. We have a tech up going on for the Waffen-SS. We have an F1. That's F1 arriving here to deal with the C60. C60 cannot deal with it. We do have tank hunters though, using a Captain Panzerfaust. Did a good bit of damage. The F1 is still around. MG42 remains operational. With Blitz also arriving to allow replenishment at the front line. We need to equip the MG42 with a scope now, which makes it a lot more lethal. Once we have some shock troops arriving now. So we just need to push through this ruined castle. That's great, it's being tossed. Not affecting the shock troopers though because they were not present. You just need an opening to get through. They are able to suppress the machine gun team, but they need some more smoke, I feel. But they go for actual mortar barrages. I actually think some smoke there would be wise so they could have advanced up, but who am I to judge? Oh, Soviet forces are preparing to rush the center. There's an MG42 team. Only 2 men. We have a T70 still around. Back forward's been relocated here with the T70. Makes sense, it doesn't have to go that far. Safely relocated. Okay, well, the Germans continue pulling the hill up here. Even setting up a little bit of a dirt bunker. That's a 4F1 on the move. I feel the Soviets are lacking AT equipment here. They're getting a assist gun. Shock troopers have gotten close. They actually managed to take out the MG44 team. But the Soviets could actually take over the ruined castle again. They have to deal with a lot of storm pioneers still. They arm with SVTs though, which are pretty damn good, but they fall back if the flamethrower gets too close. Probably a wise decision. We have some SS Storm Grenadiers in the field, but they're being suppressed by the DPM. Trying to get behind cover here. Panzer IV F1 on the move. We have some Grenadiers coming up behind him with Gewehr 43s. Looks like the guards have dug in somewhat. Although I'm not sure what this guy is doing. Siskin has arrived. Oh, they're laying mines. Very smart. It's Germany, most of Germany, they can actually lay small explosive devices. the Germans used a lot of mines in World War II, in case you were wondering. Thank you for the 4 remains around, but it looks like we have some Pontiviki aiming for a flank with a flamethrower. But there's still all the S mines there. Not sure what the flamethrower guy's doing. Oh, he got mowed down, that's for certain. Here's some more storm pioneers in the field equipped with MP40s. So it's realized they cannot push around here. They probably saw all the blockades. We have a Puma armored car in the field as well. Guards are weirdly stuck here. They should probably jump that sandbag. It's awkward. Heavy mortar being sent out soon for the Soviets as well as the T-34. Pontivika trying to go for the center here. T-70 took a big shot from the pack. Looks like it is able to back off. Pontivika going for the Puma. Puma has not noticed. An AT going out. Not destroying the Puma, actually. The Puma's still holding on. They're actually pinned down the Germans now. If that's a more useful flank in here, they could actually probably overrun the position. But too late, they have to pull the machine gun back. But there's a T-34 on the field now. As well as some actual full-on shock troops. These are the actual full-on shock troops, able to be fully equipped with PPS-80s if you want. Except they're exceptionally lethal. Germans continue to hold the majority of victory points. Or even entrenching the F1. So the Germans are really digging in around the northern point here with the mechanized. Oh, well, not mechanized, but like the division. P-34 is waiting for its opening move somewhere. Let's be very careful with the sight to do it though. It does have dual DPM on it though, so it can do some work. Like, do not underestimate the machine guns on the tanks. They are actually pretty damn decent at what they do. Especially in Ironside / Spearhead. Like I said, these are 2 DPMs, and they can dish out the appropriate amount of damage if they can hit the target. Of course, the heavy cover is protecting the MG42, huh? Actually, that's an MG34, my bad. Pack 40 is up to trying to take a shot. Doesn't penetrate. And alerts the T-34 to the pack's presence. More Soviet forces are preparing to move up. More shock Pontiviki and more actual Pontiviki. The shock troop is now being equipped with a flamethrower and more PPS-80s. The Soviets need to make headway somewhere. So the Germans are just digging in further and getting a Panzer IV on for the northern flank. The Wehrmacht is quite well fortified now and dug in. But the Soviets have pulled up a KV-8, which might allow them to overrun that northern position. They're also getting a T-34 for support, which is not a bad move. The T-34 is pretty damn decent, I found. It's not a bad tank at all. You can get the work done. It's just not match up well to other tanks of the same caliber. It's cheap and reliable. Looks like the Soviets are doing a push up here, doing a preliminary artillery strike with the SIS first. There is a Pack 40 though. The KV-8 has to move fast because it's already being penetrated. The troops are not staying behind the tank though. Rangers can move out to try and panzer first it. And the flamethrower seems to be working off. KV-8 taken out. So that Soviet assault got repulsed. Let's see if the Soviets can try and make up for it on the southern flank of the castle ruins. They can get a position. They'll need to act fast. The bunker is being established here. A heavy mortar is now shelling. Oh, and that's the power of the heavy mortar right there. We have a Panzer IV arriving here for the Wehrmacht. Need to see what they use it for.
Half track at our disposal.
So this, after I said, the forward headquarters here, the RB headquarters, come up with a Panzer support. They already called in a observation stock to coordinate the artillery. If it for reveals itself, Panzer IV can take a shot here. Doesn't hit. E-70 in the center, taking out the Puma. Observations too could take it out. Lots of shots are now being fired across the front line. T-34 doing a decent job against the Panzer IV. Missed. Arm of the T-34 is holding up. Looks like the Red Air Force is stopping in fuel for the Soviet tank division. I guess trying to do his best to hit that T-34, but it's not really working out at the moment by the looks of it. The Soviets have secured the central victory points. It's a huge deal for them. Because now they'll start to bleed the German points again. The British team is doing a pretty decent job taking out the gunner of that bunker. Artillery calling in the center, the shock troops need to move. Get a lot of time to move, but they mostly survived. There was a small shoe mine there, very nice. Sometimes it surprises people where they're able to put them. Some guys in the move are being cut down by the machine guns on the T-34. T-34s are still somewhat holding the front line. Observations took try to take a shot, did not penetrate. The T-34 is having issues penetrating in return. And yes, Scott getting killed there by the flamethrower. Has a tank raid attempt going in here. They're backing off. We do have an after here full of troops with weaponry. Killed someone on the Fortifiki, but all these forces run. Those of the Lieutenant still survive. Oh god! That's a high explosive on the T-34 that almost killed everyone there. I was about to say the Lieutenant surviving his armored car, but the squad still survived, but I think he himself died. We do have heavy armor support being called in, so we might see the Jagdtiger or the Jagdpanzer. That could be a big deal. Observation tank and Panzer IV Gs are preparing to move with some armored support. Panzer IV F1 as well, and an armored half-track. It looks like we have a Panzer march beginning here on the northern flank of the Germans. Tend to push the Soviets back. I don't think the Soviets have enough AT equipment or tanks to counteract this push. Well, the F1 is trying to fight a T-34, which is not a fight it wants to take. But the observation in the Stuk can support. Taking out one T-34. Test gun is being relocated down here. So it's realizing the Germans are going to push over the open fields. There's not a lot holding down here, but the Soviets don't know that. I'm sure if the Soviets knew, they would probably try and push up on that angle again. But for now, the Soviets do hold 2 victory points, so they are technically bleeding out the Germans. Before pushing up again. Once again, interlock is shot in the G, but did not penetrate. Double Gs can coordinate pretty well. Halfback also moving about. Machine guns on the Panzer IV is doing more than enough at the moment. T-34's gonna try and attempt for another shot. Heavy mortar shells landing around them. Missing. He takes a shot. Penetrates. It's gonna force the T-34 back. And with that, the T-34 started, the Panzer IV started advancing. But so far, the T-34 is lucky. Manages to back off safely. Storm Pioneers going for the central point. We also have an Austin flanking. Normally used as an anti-air unit. It's also surprisingly decent against infantry with its 3.7 millimeter flak. Buying high explosive shrapnel rounds. The Soviets need to get some other units out, I feel. Another T-34 is being prepared by the Shock Army. They're suffering heavy losses. So gonna be not be any change in points at the moment now. Panzer IV G arriving for the buff this is to support the Panzer IV F1 and the Panzer IV Gs. So they have built up for a full-on Panzer March.
The renovated HQ is ready, and heavy tanks are now available.
Engineer standing by.
Let's see what the Germans plan to do. Because they have a lot of armored presence now they could utilize. I don't think the T-70 can fire an Ostwind, to be honest. I think the 3.7 can just pierce straight through the T-70's armor. If it can penetrate, of course. The T-70 does have surprisingly good frontal armor for its size. But it also just needs a few lucky penetrations. Like that one. Still being called here by the Germans, and then they're probably going to advance. T-70 taken out. The Soviets seem to be entering somewhat of a panic mode, but they are getting T-34 85s, which can wipe the smirk off that German Panzer commander's face. For the flank. Let's be cautious, there is a pack around. No, it's his hang mines though. Putting high explosive rounds. Doesn't hit. Pack is trying to take a shot off, but it's not really any good angles here. The T-34 is preparing to go around the flank. It spots the Panzer HQ. That means the T-34 could threaten the Panzer HQ. The shock troopers are having a hard time pushing up though. So Germans hold the front line with an MG42. Panzer's still just standing around. They're not doing anything yet. T-45 arriving, which can be a really big threat to the T-34s. Panzer 48 moving to flank. The Soviets have adapted to support this T-34. This T-34 is probably dead, as I think the Panzer IVs can reload faster. Yeah, they can reload faster than the T-34s can. The 85 arriving out to the southern flank. Needs to be cautious, so there's still the pack around. Soviets just need to get another way to get in. '85 failed to penetrate. Optics have been damaged by the 3.7. They're forced to back off. The Germans do know there's an 85 on the field, and they have to be a little bit more cautious of 85s. Because the 85mm gun is actually quite dangerous if it can penetrate. We do have a Panther tank coming up for the like they've shown. The Panther tank is pretty damn reliable. Well, this is the Panther A, so it's not that reliable to be honest. There's still a decent tank in at least an armor rating on the frontal plate, and its cannon. More fuel being airdropped into the Soviets. They might be aiming for an IS-2. I believe Shock Army gets the IS-2 now. Just need to get enough fuel. We'll have soon. Just need to keep up the fighting. So he has some tank traps also being prepared, some Dragon's Teeth. Just in case they do get pushed back. So it's most dug in, but they are bleeding points. Technically, the Germans are winning here. Kudos to Kolopis for still trying to attempt to push up here. This is a very hard position to take once the Germans are entrenched. Especially with an outplan nearby, so they have sights on everything that tries to move up. 85 is moving around though, being a constant threat to any vehicle that gets into its range. And then Ostwind. Yeah, one shot is all it takes. You also have another KB-8 being prepared. This time from the tank commander again. The Shock Army can get an IS-2. They want to invest in it. But the Soviets are taking in with their own bunker here. Germans are just laying low for now, setting up fuel caches, preparing for the next fight. You have the Panzer tank now as well. We have a lot of Panzers on the field for the likely division. We do see an IS-2 being prepared now from the Soviet Shock Army. Heavy on the field for the tank army. Transport G is preparing. F1 being used as an artillery piece at the moment. Because yes, you can actually use it as an artillery piece for those wondering. It's not that bad at it either. Panther leads the way by the looks of it. Which makes sense, it has the most frontal armor here. They can take the punishment. I know there's assist there. I know there's an 85 around. If I fails to penetrate the Panther, has to back off because the gun on the Panther is still pretty damn good. Before 76 down. 85 needs repairs immediately. More Germans on the move. As well as some Panzer grenadiers now inside this half-track. Quick repairs here under 85. So it's realized they need to get this thing repaired. It's a good deterrent. So let's try to build a trench, but a little bit too late. IS-2 has almost reached the front line. Once it does, I imagine we'll see the Soviets try to make a push. And for making a little bit of a scouting move again. Trying to take out some of the guards. 85 moving up, but needs to be cautious. Misses. Oh, over penetration by the Panzer IV. IS-2 has reached the front line. So we need to coordinate their assault, their defense and assault, I think. With the second 85, they might be able to pull it off. The IS-2 is well coordinated alongside them. If not, they're just going to become easy targets for the Panzers. If Panzers coordinate pretty well, they can take out most targets very easily. But the frontal armor on the IS-2 is pretty ridiculous, so I think only really the Panther has a decent shot of penetrating at a long range. Oh, 285s, so we really need to make a shot at this. As well, they have the chance. They also marry that pack though, that could turn to get a shot on the side. IS-2 is making its move. And the Panzers see it. Trying to back off. IS-2 takes some shots, high explosive though. As the basic shots of the IS-2 is high explosive. German armors making an attempt, but there's an 85 on the flank. Another shot, they jammed the turret. The IS-2 has to back off. Damaged engine. One Panzer IV down. The 85 is being hit in the side. Another Panther being prepared. The IS-2 did help the Soviets put some fear back into the Germans. Second Panther moving up. Oh, well, the same Panther, actually. They know what the IS-2 is. They're trying to take that out. Smoke popped here from the 85. The ARF class giving sights. That's what's happening. And the Panthers trying to snipe. But it's very unlikely to penetrate at long range. At least on the front. They're trying to push up, but they realize there's too much machine gun fire. The longer they wait, the more the Germans can get hurt with things like a Jagdtiger. And with the Jagdtiger on the field, they can basically just take out the IS-2s like they're nothing. The Soviets really need to think of a new strategy, I think. And push somewhere else. As they're kind of bottlenecked up here in the fields against the Germans. I feel that's to the Germans' advantage at the moment. The Germans can literally just sit there and wait them out. They control 2 of the victory points. Look at all the Dragons team they prepared up there. The Germans are well fortified. They are just waiting it out now. Don't need to do anything else. So it's doing an attempt, a failed push here in the center. The MT-42 is suppressing them. A shot there from the Jagdtiger revealing its presence, but it was just a normal AP. I don't know why you cheated towards infantry with that, but who am I to judge? Being quite quiet again on the front. Mthis can take a shot here. Oh! No, did not penetrate. Did not penetrate. But that still did a lot of deflection damage. Jagdtiger, I see the T-54. Oh, didn't manage to move in time. And with the Jagdtiger present, I believe the Germans now slowly start advancing. As they don't really have to fear the IS-2 as much. IS-2 is the only hope the Soviets have, but it's not going to be able to do much on its own. They're still loading an AP round, and the Panthers notice, so they back off. At 85 gone. Jagdtiger needs to change target now on the IS. IS switching with an AP round towards the Jagdtiger. Does not penetrate. Okay, we're trying to make a push up here. Big fight going on now. Realize they have to do something now. Oh, and the IS-2 is in big trouble. Maybe it's not close enough to use the flamethrower correctly. I believe the Soviet offensive is faltering. So the Germans have managed to stifle the Soviet advance with the use of their Panzers. Reduce your second IS-2 being queued up. Or will that be enough? I feel the Soviets just gave up on advancing down here by looks of it. The infantry just staying in the base. And they could easily have just kept pressuring down here, I feel. you can just keep applying pressure, that usually is a good thing. Germans are advancing again with the Panthers. Oh, IS-2 being penetrated by the Panthers. Oh, that's not good. The Panthers advancing again. Realize they might have a shot. Because of a Jagdpanzer arriving. I think the German Panzers just have to methodically advance now. There's very little here that can threaten them. Especially if they work together. They're using smoke rounds like that, and then the Panthers advance up. Then in range of the IS-2, able to penetrate this range. Gunner injured. And IS-2 down. And the Panzer IVs have been equipped with our explosive, and looks like that's the end. People call it GG. A victory for Germans in this one. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.